Have you ever felt that moment of hesitation when standing up from a chair feels just a bit too shaky? Or the pause you take before stepping into the shower? Worried your balance might fail you. That hesitation is real. And it's far more common than most people admit. According to recent health data, 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall every year. Even more concerning, after just one fall, your chances of falling again double. These aren't small slips. They can lead to broken hips, head trauma, and long hospital stays that change your life in an instant. But here's the good news. Many of these falls can be prevented with something simple: movement, not complicated routines or heavy lifting, just consistent, easy to follow daily movements that gently build your strength, improve your balance, and boost your confidence step by step. That's what we're focusing on today. In this video, I'll guide you through 7 simple exercises designed specifically for seniors. You can do them at home, right in your living room. No equipment needed. These movements strengthen the muscles in your legs, hips, and core, the ones that keep you steady, upright, and safe. If you're someone who wants to stay independent, stay strong, and avoid the pain and risk of falling, this is the place to start. And if you enjoy this kind of clear, supportive health advice, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Senior Health 365, and share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear what works for you. Now let's begin with the first easy movement. You can stay seated for this one. Let's get started. 1. Sit to stand. This movement may seem basic, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your mobility. It's called the sit to stand. No fancy name, no equipment, just you in a chair. But don't underestimate it. This simple action, standing up without using your hands, is one of the clearest signs of lower body strength and future independence. I'll never forget Mr. Raymond, a retired postman, 72 years old. He once told me, "I didn't notice my legs getting weaker until I had to use both hands and momentum just to stand from my recliner. It felt like it happened overnight, but it didn't. It crept in. Little by little. That's the danger. This movement wakes up your thigh muscles, your glutes, and the deep stabilizers in your hips. These are the muscles that keep you from falling when you trip. The muscles that help you climb stairs, walk across a room, or even just stand at the kitchen counter. So here's how to begin. Find a firm, stable chair, no wheels, no cushions. Sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, knees lined up over your ankles. Now press through your heels and rise to a standing position without using your arms. Then slowly lower yourself back down with control. That's 1 rep. Try for 8 to 10 reps a day. If it feels too difficult at first, use your hands, but move with intention. This isn't about exercise. It's about taking back your strength, 1 motion at a time. Every rep is a step towards steadier legs, better balance, and renewed confidence. 2. Heel raises. Now that we've activated the larger support muscles with sit-to-stands, it's time to move down toward a group of muscles that often get overlooked: your calves. These small but mighty muscles at the back of your lower legs play a huge role in balance, circulation, and mobility, especially as we age. You might not think about your calves much until the day you hesitate on a step. feel a stumble on uneven ground, or notice swelling in your lower legs? Here's the truth. Your calves act like tiny pumps. Each time you stand, walk, or shift weight, they help push blood upward, fighting gravity to return blood to your heart. But when they weaken, which naturally happens over time, you lose both strength and circulation. That's where heel raises come in. A simple movement with big benefits. I remember meeting Linda, a 74-year-old retired teacher who had given up her daily walks because her legs felt heavy and slow. She said, "It's like my feet don't want to leave the ground anymore." I introduced her to this one movement. After just 2 weeks, she told me her steps felt lighter, her legs cramped less, and she could walk longer without resting. Here's how you do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair or next to a counter. Place your feet hip-width apart. Slowly raise your heels, lifting up onto the balls of your feet. Imagine reaching a little taller. Hold that raised position for 2 seconds. Then slowly lower your heels to the ground. That's 1 rep. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions. Keep your fingers on the chair for balance if needed. As your calves strengthen, you'll find yourself needing less support. And if you feel tightness or a little shaking, that's good. It means your muscles are waking up. With each heel raise, you're not just building strength, you're restoring spring to your step, stability to your stride, and confidence in every movement. 3, toe taps. Let's take a seat again, because this next move focuses on a small but vital area, the front of your lower legs. It's not something people talk about much, but these muscles can mean the difference between walking confidently and suffering a painful fall. We're talking about the muscles beside your shins, the ones that help lift your toes as you walk. Every time you take a step, these muscles activate to keep your toes from dragging. But as we age, they weaken quietly. You don't even notice at first. Then one day, till you catch your foot on the edge of a rug or the lip of a stair, and suddenly you're on the floor. That's exactly what happened to my friend Joseph. Age 69. He tripped on the corner of a bath mat, not stairs, not clutter, just a bath mat. It wasn't even a big stumble. He said, "My foot just didn't lift fast enough." So I taught him toe taps. At first, he laughed. That's it. But within 2 weeks, he noticed a real change. My feet feel lighter now. I'm not shuffling anymore. He told me, here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your heels flat on the floor. Now, lift the front part of your feet, your toes up off the ground. Keep your heels down. Then lower your toes back to the floor. Tap them up and down in a controlled rhythm for about 30 to 60 seconds. It might seem like nothing at first, but these small taps are doing big work. They're strengthening the very muscles that keep your toes from dragging. After a minute, you may feel a mild burn along the front of your shins. That's a great sign. It means those often neglected muscles are reawakening. You can do this anytime while watching television, reading, or sipping your morning coffee. It only takes a minute, but it helps protect your freedom. No more toe catches. No more stumbles. Once your feet start lifting properly again, you're ready to take on something even more important, balance. Because muscle strength gets you moving, but balance is what keeps you standing tall. 4, single leg stance. Let's talk about balance. Not the kind you see in yoga classes or graceful dancers, but the kind that keeps you upright in the real world. The kind that helps you stay steady when someone bumps you at the grocery store or when you lean down to pick something off the floor. After age 70, balance becomes one of the clearest indicators of how long you can live safely and independently. And yet, most people don't even notice it slipping away until it almost costs them a fall. Here's a quick test. Stand up now and gently lift one foot off the floor. Can you hold that position for 10 seconds, 15, or do you wobble, tense up, or reach for the nearest table? I think of Ellen Sharp, independent, 76 years old. She told me about a morning when she nearly fell just trying to put on her slippers. I was only standing on one foot for a second. She said, and it was like my body just didn't catch me. That moment shook her. So we started with the single leg stance. Every day. A few weeks in, she smiled and said, I don't dread stairs anymore. Here's how to try it safely. Stand beside a countertop, wall, or chair something sturdy. Shift your weight to one foot and gently lift the other just off the floor. Hold it there. 10 to 15 seconds is great. Then switch sides. It's okay to feel shaky at first. Balance isn't just about strong legs, it's a full body system of muscles, nerves, and reflexes. The more you practice, the more they reconnect. Try 2 or 3 rounds per side each day while brushing your teeth, waiting for the kettle. Little moments, big changes. Over time, your ankles respond quicker, your hips adjust faster, and most of all, your confidence grows. Because when your body can catch you, your mind stops fearing the fall. 5. Marching in place. Now that your balance is waking up, let's get the whole body moving in harmony. Because your legs don't walk alone. They rely on your hips, core, arms, your entire body working together. That connection matters more than most people realize. There's something nostalgic about marching in place. It brings back memories of school, paredes, or simply having the energy to move freely. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This movement is one of the most effective ways to retrain your coordination and restore the communication between your brain and your body. After 70, falls don't just come from weak muscles. They often happen because the brain and the body stop moving in sync. The mind tells your foot to lift, but your hip hesitates. The balance comes a moment too late. That split-second delay can be all it takes to lose control. That's exactly what happened to Richard. Tisha Wu, a retired mechanic, strong as ever in his legs, but something felt off. I wasn't weak. He told me, I just couldn't move right. I'd drift into doorways, miss steps. I looked drunk. But I wasn't. We started marching in place, slow and steady. Nothing fancy. Just lifting one knee. Then the other, a bit of music helped set the rhythm. After a few sessions, he smiled and said, My feet, remember now? Here's how to do it safely. Stand upright near a sturdy surface. Begin lifting one knee gently toward your waist. Then lower and lift the other. No need for speed or high steps. Just move with control. Aim for 20 to 30 steps at first. Feel your hips engage. Your thighs activate. Let your arms swing naturally. That's your full body coming back online. With time, you'll feel more rhythm, smoother steps, and better posture just from this small intentional habit. 6. Side leg raises. Once you've gained some confidence with marching, it's time to move one step further, literally. Let's engage the sides of your body, those outer hip muscles that help you stay stable when life shifts unexpectedly. Most of us spend our lives walking forward. But what about when you need to step sideways, sliding over at the sink, getting into a car, or avoiding a crack in the sidewalk? That's when your side stability becomes crucial. And unfortunately, these side muscles often get ignored until your knees wobble or your hips start to give way. Side leg raises are one of the simplest, gentlest ways to activate and strengthen those outer hip stabilizers. They don't just help you walk, they help you stay centered and in control. When movement comes from angles you didn't expect. I once worked with Barbara Tisherba. She loved her backyard garden, but had stopped going outside because she felt shaky every time she stepped sideways. Straight ahead is fine, she said, but sideways I don't trust my legs anymore. So we added side leg raises, just a few a day. Within a month, Barbara wasn't just walking confidently, she was gardening again. Moving across uneven ground without grabbing onto anything for balance. Here's how to begin. Stand beside a chair or wall for support. Shift your weight onto one leg and slowly lift the other leg out to the side. Just a foot off the floor. Don't rotate, keep your toes pointed forward. Hold briefly. Then lower with control. Start with 10 on each side. It might feel awkward or even weak. At first, that's okay. These are the muscles that rarely get used unless you challenge them. Feel that little burn in the side of your hip. That's your body reawakening. You're building stability not just for walking, but for turning. Stepping, reacting. It's quiet strength, but it keeps you on your feet when it matters most. 7. Ankle circles. Now that you've activated your hips and improved your side-to-side stability, it's time to focus on the final piece, your ankles. Because here's the truth, no matter how strong your legs are, if your ankles are stiff or weak, they can take you down in an instant. Your ankles are like hinges on a door, small, often overlooked, but absolutely essential. They help you pivot, adjust, and recover when you slip or shift unexpectedly. But here's what surprises most seniors. After 70, your ankles can quietly stiffen or lose flexibility without you even realizing it. Until the day you step off a curb slightly wrong and twist. I think of Mr. Howard Bosrier, who never missed his evening walk. One afternoon, he stepped off a sidewalk just a little off balance, and his ankle gave out. It wasn't broken, but the sprain took weeks to heal. I didn't think ankles mattered at my age. He said, turns out they matter more than ever. That's why ankle circles are such a quiet game changer. They're gentle and easy, but they retrain your ankles to stay flexible and responsive so they move with you, not against you. Here's how to do them. Sit in a comfortable chair with your back straight. Lift one foot just slightly off the ground so it can move freely. Now slowly rotate your foot at the ankle in a smooth, wide circle clockwise first. Then counterclockwise. Do 10 rotations in each direction. Then switch legs. At first, it might feel like nothing. But if your ankle clicks, feels stiff, or gets tired quickly, that's a sign. These joints need the attention. This movement loosens ligaments, improves circulation, and strengthens those tiny stabilizing muscles around the ankle. Do this anytime while watching television or winding down before bed. Over time, your steps will feel more secure, you'll recover more easily from missteps, and the chances of ankle sprains or falls, they drop significantly. By reconnecting your ankles, you've now awakened your entire lower body, hips, thighs, knees, calves, feet and toes. These 7 simple moves may seem small, but together they build a foundation for staying upright, mobile, and independent. And now that you've reconnected with your body, let's close with something just as vital: your confidence. You've just done something powerful, not because you exercised, but because you chose to. You showed up for your health, for your freedom. That choice to move, to strengthen, is what keeps you young. Getting older doesn't mean giving up control. It means learning new ways to keep it. Every one of these daily movements is a quiet act of resistance, of saying, I'm not done yet. You should feel proud, because it's never too late to feel steady again. It's never too late to feel strong. No one told you how to keep your strength, but now you know. Over 50 million older adults worldwide struggle with sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss that slowly steals mobility. By age 80, most have lost nearly half their muscle mass. This isn't about looking fit. It's about protecting your independence, preventing injury, living on your terms. Over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized every year after a fall, most due to weak muscles. But here's the truth: muscle loss is not inevitable. Around the world, vibrant men and women in their 72nd, 82nd, and even 92nd still walk, lift, move, and thrive because they've learned how to keep their strength. And so can you. Let's explore the habits that help you stay strong, steady, and full of life at any age. Before we begin, drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical health tips from Senior Health 365. 8. Physical activity habit. Let's talk about a powerful daily habit: physical activity. Moving your body with intention each day is one of the most effective ways to preserve strength, prevent falls, and stay independent as you age. You don't need intense workouts or gym memberships. What matters is consistent, purposeful movement. Muscles respond best to regular use. Even gentle activities, if done with awareness, can slow age-related muscle loss and improve confidence. The goal isn't to train like an athlete. It's to keep your body capable for everyday life. Walking upstairs, carrying groceries, rising from a chair, or reaching overhead. Strength training is especially helpful. Just 2 or 3 short sessions a week can build and maintain muscle mass, and you don't need special equipment. Pressing your hands against a wall, standing from a chair without using your hands, or pulling on resistance bands all activate key muscles. The most important thing is to move through a full range of motion and feel your body working. If your arms feel stronger after lifting a laundry basket, or your legs more stable after standing without help, you're already building practical strength. These small but meaningful actions build the muscles that serve you daily. You can also make movement part of your routine by mimicking real-life tasks, what we call functional movement: squatting to pick something up, stepping onto a curb, reaching up to grab a jar from a shelf. These motions activate the same muscles needed for balance and coordination. Simple chores count too. Gardening, tidying the house, or walking to the mailbox all engage your body. The key is doing them with care and attention. Beyond strength. Your heart and circulation need movement too. Aim for around 30 minutes of light cardio. Most days, brisk walking, slow cycling, or even dancing to music. All keep your heart pumping and your legs strong. If 30 minutes feels too long, break it into smaller chunks throughout the day. Walk after meals. Park farther away. Pace while on the phone. It all adds up. If walking causes discomfort, try a stationary bike or pool-based exercise to reduce joint stress while keeping your body moving. Balance and flexibility are just as important. Practices like Tai Chi help train your body to stay stable and react quickly, with its smooth, flowing movements. Tai Chi improves coordination and strengthens stabilizer muscles. Chair yoga, or gentle standing yoga, stretches your joints, builds core stability, and enhances range of motion. These kinds of exercises protect against falls and injuries, especially when done regularly. But even outside of structured routines, how often you move matters. Long periods of sitting quietly reduce muscle tone and circulation, so add little bursts of movement throughout your day. Stand up and stretch while watching television. March in place while brushing your teeth. Do heel raises while waiting for water to boil. These micro activities, known as neat non-exercise activity thermogenesis, are linked to better physical function, energy, and mood. The best routine is the one you enjoy and can stick with. If a move doesn't feel good, modify it. If it's raining outside, stretch indoors. And if motivation is low, just commit to 5 minutes. 5 minutes often leads to 10. In the end, consistency matters more than intensity. Your body thrives on movement. So treat every step, stretch, and reach as an investment not just in strength, but in freedom, confidence, and quality of life. 9. Smart nutrition habit. Habit number 2 is one of the most powerful tools in your hands. Smart nutrition. The way you eat each day directly affects how well your muscles stay strong, flexible, and functional. For older adults, nutrition isn't about cutting calories or chasing fads. It's about fueling the body with the right building blocks to support independence, energy, and mobility. Let's start with the cornerstone of muscle support: protein. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to build and maintain muscle. That means we need to be more intentional with when and how we get it. Aim to spread high-quality protein throughout the day, not just at dinner. Eggs or Greek yogurt in the morning, beans or tofu at lunch, and lean poultry or fish at dinner can keep your muscles steadily nourished. Snacks count too. A handful of almonds, a slice of cheese, or a protein-rich smoothie between meals all help maintain muscle balance. After movement, whether it's a walk, gardening, or strength training, it's even more important to refuel. Pair a protein source with a small amount of healthy carbohydrate. This helps muscles repair and rebuild. I think cottage cheese with fruit, a banana with peanut butter, or a slice of whole grain toast with eggs. These simple combinations restore energy and reduce soreness Anti-inflammatory foods are another key part of a smart nutrition habit. Inflammation, even the mild kind that builds over time, can interfere with muscle recovery and function. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines provide omega-3 second that fight inflammation. But you don't need to rely only on fish. Walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are powerful plant-based options. Bright fruits like blueberries, cherries, and oranges contain antioxidants that protect muscles from daily wear and tear. Don't forget your connective tissue. Ligaments and tendons keep muscles moving smoothly. Support them by eating foods that promote collagen production. Bone broth, chicken with skin, and gelatin-based dishes are good sources. Pair these with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers, strawberries, or citrus fruits to boost the effect. Hydration is often overlooked but absolutely essential. Even mild dehydration can lead to muscle cramps, stiffness, and weakness. Drink water consistently throughout the day, not just when you're thirsty. Herbal teas, soups, and water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon all count toward your daily hydration. Including sources of natural electrolytes like leafy greens, seeds, or a sprinkle of sea salt helps keep your muscles functioning properly. Equally important is knowing what to limit. Processed foods, refined sugars, and packaged snacks offer little nutritional value and often contribute to inflammation and fat gain. These foods can also block your body's ability to absorb important nutrients. Instead, choose whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Swap sugary desserts for fruit. Choose plain water over sweetened drinks. And avoid meals high in refined carbohydrates. Smart nutrition isn't about restriction, it's about intention. Small, thoughtful choices made consistently over time have a big impact. Eating in a way that supports muscle health means choosing foods that energize you, support your body, and reduce your risk of injury or decline. The food you eat becomes the strength you carry, so each time you fill your plate, think of it as fuel, not just for today, but for the years to come. With the right nutrition, you can protect your muscles, improve recovery, reduce inflammation, and maintain the freedom to move on your own terms. 10. Recovery and supplement habit. Habit number 3 is the recovery and supplement habit. Most people think strength is built during exercise, but in reality, it's built during recovery. The hours after your movement session are when your muscles repair, your energy is restored, and your body prepares to grow stronger. Ignoring recovery is like planting a seed and never watering it. Recovery is where the magic truly happens. Let's start with one of the most powerful recovery tools, sleep. During deep rest, your body produces hormones that rebuild muscle fibers, restore glucose stores, and heal microtears that form during activity. Adults over 60 benefit most from 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Less than that, or sleep that's broken and restless, can slow your recovery and increase muscle fatigue. To improve sleep, try winding down at the same time each evening, reducing screen use before bed, and making your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. If you struggle to get a full night's rest, even a 15 to 30-minute nap during the day can support energy and healing. Next is stress management. Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that, when elevated for too long, actually breaks down muscle tissue. If you're frequently anxious or overwhelmed, it's not just your mind that suffers, your muscles do too. Walking outdoors, breathing slowly for 5 minutes, journaling, or simply enjoying a creative hobby can shift your body into a more relaxed, healing state. Social connection helps too. Sharing a laugh, joining a fitness group, or simply having regular meals with loved ones can reduce stress and support your wellness. Let's talk supplements. While food should always come first, there are a few nutrients that can be helpful, especially if your diet or digestion isn't optimal. Vitamin D helps muscles contract and supports balance. Calcium keeps bones strong so muscles can anchor safely. Magnesium can help reduce cramps and support sleep. Potassium, found in fruits like bananas and vegetables like spinach, helps with nerve signals and muscle hydration. Vitamin B12 supports nerve function and energy. Low levels can lead to tingling, weakness, or balance issues. If you've ever felt sluggish despite eating well and staying active, it may be worth discussing a blood test with your doctor to check for deficiencies. Supplements can then fill in the gaps as needed, always under medical supervision. A special mention goes to creatine, a naturally occurring compound that helps fuel your muscles during short bursts of effort. In older adults, small daily doses of creatine, when paired with strength-building movements, can improve muscle retention, strength, and performance. But if you have kidney concerns or take medications, always consult a healthcare provider before starting. One often overlooked strategy for recovery is temperature contrast therapy. Ending your shower with 30-60 seconds of cool water can help activate brown fat, which may boost metabolism and protect muscles. On the flip side, warm baths or sauna sessions can trigger heat shock proteins, natural compounds that help muscles recover and repair. Just 2 to 3 sessions a week of alternating hot and cold exposure can support circulation, reduce inflammation, and improve your body's ability to heal between activities. In short, recovery isn't about being passive, it's about being intentional. Rest, smart supplementation, and gentle self-care rituals work together to protect everything you've worked for. So after you move, be sure to also rest, nourish, and restore, because recovery is where strength becomes permanent. 11. Monitoring and mindset habit. Habit number 4 is the monitoring and mindset habit. Strength and mobility aren't just built with movement, they're sustained with awareness and a resilient mindset. When you start tuning into your body, tracking subtle changes, and staying mentally engaged, you unlock the power to keep improving at any age. Let's begin with monitoring your physical signs. A gradual shift in strength or weight is natural over time, but sudden or unexplained changes can signal trouble. For example, losing more than 5% of your body weight in under 6 months without trying may indicate undernutrition or early muscle loss. But you don't need scales or fancy trackers to stay on top of things. Simply notice, are your pants fitting more loosely? Is it harder to rise from a chair? Do stairs feel steeper than before? These everyday markers give you powerful insights into your muscle health. Some people find it helpful to jot down simple weekly notes about their meals, energy, or movement. You'll start spotting helpful patterns and make adjustments before a small dip becomes a bigger decline. Routine health checkups also help catch hidden issues. key blood tests like vitamin D, B12, thyroid function, testosterone from men, and blood sugar can affect your ability to maintain strength. If you're doing all the right things, but still feeling weak or fatigued, it might be an absorption or medication issue. Long-term steroid use, statins, and even digestive disorders can all interfere with muscle maintenance. A brief conversation with your doctor and possibly some basic labs can uncover and fix issues that lifestyle alone can't solve. Now let's talk about mindset, the quiet force behind long-term success. Seniors who see themselves as capable and adaptable tend to stick with their routines longer. That doesn't mean ignoring hard days. It means showing up anyway. Believing change is still possible. One of my patients, Joan Tishersan, once told me, "When I stopped thinking I was too old to improve, I started improving." That mindset shift changed everything. Instead of giving up after a missed workout or a week of low energy, she'd adjust. A short walk instead of none. A stretch instead of strength training. That flexibility kept her momentum alive. When you're consistent, not perfect, you make room for progress. If something doesn't feel right, adapt. Try fewer repetitions. Choose soup instead of a full meal. Sit and stretch instead of a walk. Small shifts help you stay engaged without overdoing it. You can also boost motivation with social connection. Walk with a friend. Join a community class. Celebrate your progress with others. These moments don't just make movement more fun, they protect your brain and mood. 2. And never underestimate the joy of learning something new, whether it's a gentle exercise, a protein-packed recipe, or even a simple breathing technique. Learning keeps your mind and body sharp. Here's the most important thing. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just pick one habit that feels doable today. Maybe it's a 10-second toe tap session, a balanced breakfast with eggs and spinach, writing down how your legs feel after walking. Each small win becomes part of your new normal. And if there's one habit to focus on above all, make it progressive resistance training. Just 2 30-minute sessions per week can rebuild muscle, improve balance, and reverse years of decline. So now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 habits, movement, nutrition, recovery, or mindset, are you already practicing? Which one surprised you the most? Do you know a strong, active senior who defies their age? Share their story below to inspire others. And before we wrap up, a quick reality check. Have you ever felt more pain than strength after a workout? Like climbing stairs suddenly feels like a marathon. You're not alone. And chances are, it's because no one ever told you what not to do after 60. In the next video, I'll reveal the 4 common leg exercises older adults should avoid and what to do instead for pain-free strength. So grab a comfy chair, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep walking this journey together. You've come this far. Let's take the next smart step forward. One day, one habit at a time. 12. Deep squats. Why? Going low might be too much. Have you ever heard someone say, "Squats are the king of leg exercises"? They're not wrong, but that crown doesn't always fit. Especially after 60. Sure, you've probably seen deep squats done at the gym or on YouTube. Young folks going all the way down, then popping back up with ease. Maybe you even used to do them yourself. But now things feel different. Your knees don't bend quite the same. Your hips feel a bit tighter, and your balance, it's not what it used to be. So let's get honest. Deep squats aren't just about strength anymore. They're about joint pressure, control, and stability. And if one of those isn't working well, your legs, and especially your knees, take the hit. Picture this. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart, arms out. You begin to lower yourself down into a deep squat, but halfway down, your knees wobble. You feel pressure building at the front of your knees. Your heels lift off the floor, and coming back up, your quads don't help much. It's all knees. That's a problem. Deep squats put serious stress on the kneecap, called the patella, and the joint around it, and that area is often the first to suffer from aging cartilage or early arthritis. The deeper you go, especially past the point where your thighs are parallel to the ground, the more pressure builds. If your joints are already inflamed or worn, this movement can do more harm than good. So, should you stop squatting completely? Absolutely not. But here's the key. You need a squat that fits your body today. And that's where chair squats come in. Here's how to do it safely. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, no wheels. Feet about hip width apart. Stretch your arms forward for balance. Now, slowly lower yourself until your backside just touches the seat. Don't sit all the way down. Then, push through your heels and rise back up. This motion builds strength in your thighs, hips, and glutes without putting your knees at risk. It also mimics real-life action standing up from the couch, using the restroom, getting out of a car, still feeling unsure. No problem. Start with a higher surface like a bed, or place the chair near a wall for extra confidence. And if the movement is too tough, try using your arms to help just until your legs get stronger. Remember, the goal isn't to go deep, it's to go smart. Because strong, stable legs aren't built on how low you can go. They're built on consistency, safety, and movements that meet your body where it is. 13 leg press machine, a hidden risk for aching knees. Let's talk about one of the most popular gym machines out there, the leg press. It looks like the perfect choice for seniors. Right. You're sitting down. Your back is supported. No balancing, no fear of falling. Just push the platform with your legs. And boom, stronger quads. Right. Well, not so fast. Here's the surprising truth. For people over 60, the leg press machine can quietly cause more harm than good, especially to your knees, hips, and lower back. Let me explain. When you're seated in the machine, you're pushing against a heavy weight with your feet. Often at a steep angle, it feels smooth and controlled, but what's really happening underneath, every time you push that weight forward, you're loading a huge amount of force directly through your knees and lower spine more than your body would ever naturally experience during walking or even squatting. And here's the catch. You're lying back. That means your core and stabilizers aren't doing much to help. All the pressure travels straight through your joints. With no support system in place, the worst part, you might not feel anything wrong at first, but weeks or months later, you notice it. Knee stiffness, hip soreness, or worse, back pain that flares up just from bending over to tie your shoes. That's not just getting older. That's your joints reacting to force. They were never meant to absorb. And there's another hidden danger, false confidence. Because the leg press feels so safe, many older adults load it up with far too much weight. After all, you're not lifting with your back, right? But your knees don't care where the pressure comes from. Too much is still too much. And for those already dealing with thinning cartilage or disc issues, the damage can build quietly over time. So, what's the safer alternative step-ups with support? Grab a stable surface like a kitchen step or a stair about 6 to 8 inches high. Hold on to a railing or counter for balance. Step up with one foot. Then bring the other foot up to meet it. Step back down slowly. No rushing, just controlled movement. This mimics real-life strength like climbing stairs or stepping onto a curb. And it activates your quads, glutes, and even your core without stressing your spine or knees. Want something gentler? Try seated leg extensions with a resistance band. Or standing heel raises while holding onto a chair. Great for ankle strength and balance. Because here's the bottom line. Strength training is important, but it has to be smart. You're not training to show off muscles at the beach. You're training to stay steady on your feet, carry groceries without wobbling, and move confidently through everyday life. Choose exercises that work with your body, not against it. 14. High-impact jumping. The hidden risk to senior joints. Let's talk about something that seems harmless, maybe even fun. Jumping jacks, box jumps, quick hops in place. Those peppy routines in online workout videos where the instructor says, just a little jump. Come on. You've got this. You've seen them. You might have even tried them. But here's the truth. After 60, high-impact jumping is one of the riskiest things you can do for your legs. Why? Because your joints aren't built for that kind of pounding anymore. When you were younger, your cartilage acted like a cushion. Your tendons were springy. You bounced back fast even after a hard workout. But now every jump sends sharp force straight up through your ankles, knees, hips, and even your lower spine. And without the same shock absorption, that impact doesn't spread out. It slams right into your most vulnerable spots. Let's imagine something. You're in your living room, workout video on. The trainer says, let's warm up with 30 jumping jacks. So you go for it. 1, 2, 3. By the 10th jump, your knees start to complain. A twinge in your heel. A little stiffness in your lower back. After the workout, your hips ache. When you sit down, sound familiar. The problem is, you don't feel the damage while it's happening. But the next day or the next week, it shows up as pain, inflammation, or even a fall that takes months to bounce back from. So, does that mean no cardio after 60? Not at all. Cardio is essential for circulation, endurance, and heart health. But jumping doesn't have to be part of it. Here's what you can do instead. March in place. Stand tall. Lift your knees gently. One at a time. Swing your arms. Breathe deeply. It's low impact, but trust me, your heart will notice. Want a bit more? Try side steps. Step to the right. Step to the left. Add a resistance band around your legs if you're ready for a challenge. It strengthens your hips and glutes while keeping both feet on the ground. Prefer seated options. Sit tall in a sturdy chair. Do quick toe taps, leg lifts, or arm punches. You'll feel your heart rate climb without punishing your joints. or just turn on music and dance gently. Step, sway, move with rhythm. Joy counts as exercise too? Because here's what really matters. Staying active in a way that your joints can sustain. Every jump may feel like a win in the moment, but the accumulated damage can lead to swelling, tendon strain, or even injury. So next time a workout video urges you to bounce along, pause. Ask yourself, is this move going to serve me long term? If there's even a little doubt, choose a smarter, kinder alternative. Your knees, hips, and future self will thank you. 15. Lunges without support. A risk you can avoid. Now let's talk about one last move that might look simple but often causes more harm than good lunges without support. You've seen them everywhere. Magazines call them a must-do for toned legs. Trainers swear by them. And younger folks perform them like clockwork. Step forward, dip down, and rise back up with ease. But after treads, lunges tell a different story. See, a proper lunge demands a lot. Leg strength, hip flexibility, ankle stability, good balance, and sharp coordination. And when even one of those pieces isn't what it used to be, a lunge becomes less of a workout and more of a gamble. Let's picture it. You step forward, your weight shifts, your front knee starts drifting past your toes, your back heel lifts, you try to lower down, but suddenly your balance wobbles. You catch yourself just in time, but your knee, your hip, they felt it. And that tiny strain, that's where problems begin. What most people don't realize is that an unsupported lunge loads your entire body weight onto one leg in a forward-leaning position without any help from your arms or your core. It's like asking one leg to do all the work while the rest of your body just watches. And at this stage in life, that's a lot to ask. So, does that mean lunges are off the table for good? Not at all. In fact, lunges done correctly are fantastic for leg strength, hip mobility, and posture. The key is support. Here's a safer version to try supported reverse lunges. Stand beside a chair, countertop, or railing. Lightly place one hand on it. Instead of stepping forward, step one foot gently back, lower your back knee just a little, keeping your front knee in line with your ankle, then return to standing. That's it. This reverse motion keeps your center of gravity stable, reduces strain on your joints, and lets you control your depth without tipping forward. Another great option. Static split stance lunges. Plant both feet in position, one in front, one in back, and lower your body up and down in place. Keep a hand on support at all times. And if that still feels shaky, start smaller. Try step backs while holding onto a chair. Or do seated leg curls using resistance bands. These are not shortcuts. They are smart starts. Because here's the truth. One wrong lunge, one lost step, and you could be sidelined for weeks. And when we're not moving, muscles weaken, joints tighten, and confidence takes a hit. But by listening to your body, adapting your movements, and choosing the version that fits your abilities today, you're doing more than exercise. You're building strength that lasts. Every step you take, safe, steady, and supported, builds the kind of leg power that lets you garden, climb stairs, and say yes to the life you love. So go slow, Go steady, but keep going, because strength after 60 doesn't come from pushing harder, it comes from moving smarter.